Well, good morning. Welcome to another edition of Take 5. My name's Wayne Hawkins. I'm your host for this show every day, and it is Thursday, February 17th, 1 month from St. Patrick's Day and my mother's birthday. So, hey Mom, I haven't forgotten you in a month, a couple weeks from my oldest daughter's birthday. We're in Matthew chapter 6, and in the Sermon on the Mount, right in the middle, just finished up teaching on the Lord's Prayer and on fasting. We're now in verse 19. I can probably read this without glasses. Let me see. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good today. Do not lay up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroys, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Boy, sometimes the things Jesus teaches just go 180 degrees against what we do in society. We are all about stuff. One of my favorite comedy clips, and it's not one I would link to because there's profanity in it, but it is hilarious. The old comic George Carlin used to do a segment about stuff and how. And I encourage you, if you're okay with a little bit of profanity, if you're not, don't go watch it. There's a few little bad words in it, but how in life we basically it's all about stuff. We accumulate stuff. We start having stuff, and then we take our stuff to here, and we move our stuff, and basically our houses are just places to carry our stuff. Our pockets are places to carry little bits of our stuff, and if we're going to go somewhere, it's hilarious. And that's what we do. We accumulate stuff. Stuff that won't be around. Some of it won't be around 5 years from now. Technology is changing all the time. This laptop I'm using this morning I'm probably not going to be using 5 years from now because it'll be obsolete. It won't even work probably. I mentioned cassette tapes a few days ago. Who in the world uses cassette tapes anymore? CDs. Hardly anybody uses CDs anymore because now it's all iTunes and things like that. Even whatever you're watching this broadcast on, I can't even think of all the gadgets they got nowadays. You might be watching it on your phone. It's amazing, and so everything else is going to be gone. It's just stuff, and we make such a big deal about it getting stuff. Some folks that I know watch this broadcast regularly just had to move. And you know what they had to do? They had to take all their stuff and move it to another place, and put all their stuff in another place, and eventually they'll have to move out of that place and move all their stuff to another place. Isn't it better not to have so much stuff here and just start putting some stuff there in heaven? That's going to be there forever. That's the cool thing. You go buy something here, it's not going to last. You put something in heaven, it's going to be there forever. Well, how do you lay up treasures in heaven? Well, he's given us some of the clues right in the last few passages. Certainly, a good prayer life, I believe, will help you store up treasures in heaven. Fasting without bragging about it or giving to the poor. Doing good things. Obeying God. Blessing other people. These put treasures in heaven. All right, as long as you're doing it for God, not for yourself. You do it for yourself, Jesus says you've gotten your reward here. But if you obey God and do good things for the right reasons, you're going to have treasures in heaven, also called rewards. When you get there, your room's going to be furnished. And the great thing about treasures in heaven, they're eternal. That's what he says here. Moth and rust aren't going to destroy them. Technology's not going to replace them. They're going to be there forever and ever and ever and ever. So if you feel like you've been slighted here on earth, like you haven't gotten what you should get, you're probably way better off, because whatever you got in replacement, if your attitude was good, if you suffered with a great attitude or something like that, if you were persecuted, you're going to have eternal rewards, eternal treasures. So put your heart there. See, if your treasure is there, your heart will follow it anyway. That's what Jesus is saying. He says something a little bit later about you can't serve both God and money. You can't be a slave to both of them. You're going to pick one. Same kind of thing. If you got all this stuff here, your heart's going to be consumed with your stuff. But if your stuff is there, your heart's going to be on heavenly things. Put your heart up there, put your treasure up there, and your heart's going to follow it anyway. All right? That's enough for today. Come back for tomorrow for another edition of Take 5.